And we say good morning to you, broadcasting live. Hello again on this Friday, Food City Friday Midnight Madness Sale. Ready to go. This is show number 522. We're live at Volunteer Parkway in Bristol, having a big time here. And here we go. Midnight Madness Sale starts at noon, and so here are some of the specials. By the way, our show brought to you by, as you see on the screen, Grip Energy Drink. We got it right here. Here we go, Grip Energy Drink. Loving it. Got me some root beer. Again, located right here inside of Food City, and they've got a great special going on right now, all the Grip drinks. And so you got lemon lime, pink grapefruit, oh gosh, of course, root beer, pineapple, you name it, they've got it, white grape. And also coming out at the end of the month, you've got the sugar-free orange and the sugar-free pink grapefruit. It's going to be good, betty good. All right, here we go. Here's some specials right here beside us. Food Club Spring Water, they've got that on sale, 24-pack half-liter bottles, limit 2 for $1.99. Coming up today from midnight to 6 in all Food Cities. Sweet corn in the husk, 12 ears for $3 or 25 cents a piece. Boneless pork loin, Food City Fresh whole boneless pork loin, $1.49 a pound with your Food City value card. That's the Midnight Madness special going on today. Also packaged salad tomatoes, 99 cents a pound, red ripe. Also selected varieties of Lipton tea, 12-pack half-liter bottles, limit 4 for $3.99. Those are some of the specials going on today. Again, here at all Food Cities. We're at Food City, as we said, on the Volunteer Parkway in Bristol. Tom Taylor Sports Show, thanks for being with us. Lots to talk about today. Our guests are going to include Pat Patterson from the Performance Racing Network. He's going to join us coming up here in just a minute or two. Ryan Presnell at the bottom of the hour, the baseball coach of the Elizabethton Cyclones. We will have for you today, or this evening, beginning at 7 o'clock, live from Pigeon Forge, Elizabethton Cyclone baseball. Cyclones 20-11, Pigeon Forge at 30-7 on the season. And so the winner moves on to the state tournament next week in Murfreesboro, and the loser is eliminated for 2017. Airtime at 7 o'clock. First pitch right around 7:15 tonight from Pigeon Forge High School in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, obviously the home of the Pigeon Forge Tigers. We'll talk to Coach Presnell at the bottom of the hour. Also later in the show, Colin Brooks joins us from the News and Neighbor talking high school football. Football in May? Oh, yeah. Getting ready for football season. Some of the teams wrapping up spring practice this week. And, of course, then they'll get into the summer workouts. And, you know, the football season gets in here earlier and earlier in high school in Tennessee. And so it won't be that long until they start practicing again. It sounds crazy, but really is not that far away. Then our buddy, Riding the Wave with Dave from WLW Cincinnati. He'll join us coming up at towards the tail end of the show. So it's all good. My man Dave is Riding the Wave with Dave, live from Cincinnati. But we're here again at the Volunteer Parkway in Bristol, home of Deb. And, oh, gosh, we got my man Tricky Ricky Miller's in here. He wants to talk a little Tennessee football and some Midnight Madness. We'll do that coming up here in just a few minutes. Also, here's some more specials. We always have paper towels or bath tissue on sale during the Midnight Madness, and this week and this month is no exception. Scott paper towels, 6 regular rolls, or Scott bath tissue, 12 big rolls, limit 2, $3.99 today till midnight. Midnight till from noon to midnight in the Midnight Madness sale. And again, it is Scott paper towels, 6 regular rolls for $3.99, or Scott bath tissue, 12 big rolls, again for $3.99 is the sale price today. Midnight Madness at all Food Cities, over 120 stores in 4 states. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back and we'll gear up. We'll take in our first guest. It'll be Pat Patterson live from Charlotte for tomorrow night's Monster Energy NASCAR All-Star Race. We'll talk to Pat Patterson live at Charlotte Motor Speedway next here on the 522nd edition of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
The deals are heating up for Truck Month at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. Over 300 new Chevys to choose from, all with incredible savings. $11,000 off MSRP on 16 Silverado All-Star Crew Cabs. Check out the savings online at championjc.com. 16 Silverado Crew Cab, $33,685. 16 Track, $17,460. 16 Equinox, $21,615. 16 Traverse, $27,365. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Back live with the Tom Taylor Sports Show, our show number 522. They said it wouldn't work, and we're going strong at number 522. One of the reasons we get great guests like this gentleman here on the phone, Pat Patterson from the Performance Racing Network, live at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And good morning, sir. How you doing?
Tom, I'm doing great. Happy Friday to all of the NASCAR nation out there, and hope everybody's ready for the weekend.
The Monster Energy All-Star Race. Tell me about it. What do you think? Is this a good thing? I was talking to some other folks this week on the show. You've got the Pro Bowl. You've got the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, the National Hockey League All-Star Game, NBA All-Star Game. As far as motorsports, are they doing this thing right? Is this a good time to have an All-Star race in May? And what's your thoughts about it?
Well, one thing's for sure, we're nothing if we're not being consistent. So we've always connected the All-Star race to the Coca-Cola 600, which of course is next weekend. And as everyone knows, the reason there's an All-Star race is because back in the day, R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company was the sponsor of NASCAR. It was the Winston Cup Series, and they wanted something special. They felt like, all these other sports have some sort of all-star race, so let's create something. So they went to the guy that's maybe the most creative of all, and that was Humpy Wheeler in concert with a guy named Ralph Seagraves from RJR, and they put together this thing called the All-Star Race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We tried to do it one time down in Atlanta, and it fell on its face. So it's been here for all these years. And everybody knows that NASCAR's All-Star Race, one big night under the lights now, happened here at Charlotte. I was around for the very first of what they called the Winston, and Darrell Waltrip and myself stood in victory lane as he won the very first Winston. Everybody remembers he took that Junior Johnson Chevy across the start-finish line at Charlotte, and the engine detonated right there. So the drama and the lure of the All-Star Race, what started out as the Winston, was born. And you ask me if it's a good thing. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. All I know is that this is what we do And if you love stock car racing, you probably don't know what the NBA stands for anyway.
We're talking to Pat Patterson. Well put, my friend. The Monster Energy All-Star Race format tomorrow night. 20 lap, 20 lap, 20 lap, and then that 10-lap shootout for $1 million. Total of 70 laps. You have the Open leading into it to kind of get you in. So you got 15 drivers already dialed in. You got to get, 4 or 5 more drivers in. I think there's the Open gets a couple of in, and, of course, the fan vote gets another one in. So we're setting on go. A lot of these drivers, let me run them down for you, the ones that have already qualified. Chris Buescher, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Dale Jr., Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, Casey Kane, Matt Kenseth, Brad Keselowski, Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, the usual suspects, Jamie McMurray, Ryan Newman, and Martin Truex Jr. And so those are the folks in already, and we're going to, again, add a couple of more with that Open tomorrow night before the actual All-Star race, but then also the fan vote. So you like how that you can still get in even though you're not in. You can still get in if you're a driver if you win the Open or if the fans vote you in. Do you like that part?
I do. I think this is all about having fun. I don't know if there's anything fair or equitable about any of it. I think that Danica Patrick will be the leader in the clubhouse for the fan vote because she seemingly can get more attention from her fans than anybody else. But I think that there's some other fan favorites out there like Trevor Bayne and others that are going to get a lot of votes going into this tonight. Going into Saturday night. I expect to see Ryan Blaney either win one of those segments or win the race, the Open, to get in. I expect to see Blaney in the show. I would expect to see Danica Patrick in it by the fan vote, and who knows who else gets into it. But one thing is for sure, if you can get into it, all these teams basically got a basic motto: bring back the trophy or the steering wheel. They don't really care about the cars, so it's probably going to get physical. It's probably going to get fun, and cars sliding all around. So I think it's going to be a good time.
The Open, by the way, is comprised of three stages, rather, 20 lap, and 10. Each stage winner earns a spot in the All-Star race, and so you get 3 more. That would be 18, and then I guess the fan vote would make it 19 total drivers in, and so that's how it's going to roll. Qualifying will be held tonight, including a no speed limit 4-tire pit stop. Each team will have 3 time laps, one of which will include the mandatory 4-tire stop. So the 5 quickest teams tonight in qualifying will advance to the final round of qualifying to determine who starts 1 through 5 tomorrow night to win that $1 million. We're talking to Pat Patterson on the phone live at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Obviously, Eric Amarola is not going to be in the race from Richard Petty Motorsports. They have tapped Regan Smith to race tomorrow night. What's your take on that for Richard Petty Motorsports tapping Regan Smith?
Well, number one, you want a guy that is pretty familiar with this package in the seat for Richard Petty Motorsports. You know, first and foremost, we wish Eric Almirola the very best and a speedy recovery, as he'll be out some 8 to 12 weeks, which you know, for all intent and purposes is about you know, the rest of the year when it all gets said and done. Not quite that much. He should be able to come back and drive some. But Regan has proven himself to be a good substitute driver for people. I'm sure that you know, when you sit down and kind of look at what Regan's capable of doing, his schedule's wide open. He wasn't running a full-blown Camping World Truck Series schedule or Xfinity Series schedule, and he is a veteran. And I think that he'll do a good job for the King and for the folks over there. With those guys. So I expect that that's going to be a good move on their part, and I expect to see Regan Smith run well. He's not bad at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Why not Greg Biffle? I keep hearing that name bouncing around. Nobody seems to take him. Is he not out there for the taking, or they keep passing up Greg Biffle, the veteran driver? Why is that?
Well, I think that when it all gets said and done, I think that Biffle, quite frankly, could be just priced too high.
Yep.
You know, he's all but said that he wasn't interested in doing anything that didn't have a chance to win or win him a lot of money as far as a contract goes. But I don't think that this was of any interest to Greg Biffle, and I don't pretend to know because I haven't talked to Greg.
Right.
But I really think that Greg's pretty content the way he is right now doing his television stuff, and Greg may also have a number of other commitments that none of us know about that are preventing him from getting involved with this. And the other thing is that Greg Biffle, for all anybody knows right now, could be in line for a major ride going into 2018, and he can't afford politically to get involved with what's happening here. This is a Ford, and a Ford camp might not be something he can do right now.
I got some folks who listen every week for you, obviously, and one of them said, hey, next time you talk to Pat this Friday, ask him, this is a great question, Carl Edwards, is he under contract with Joe Gibbs? If he wanted to come back, he wanted to go somewhere else, can he do that, or is he bound to Joe Gibbs Racing? And I don't know that answer. I said, Pat Patterson may know. Do you know that?
No, not as a fact. I don't know the answer. Last time I checked, being able to read one of these contracts, you'd have to be their lawyer or a lawyer for Joe Gibbs. So I don't know. I know that relationship is quite strong, but I also know that there's a lot of things going on out in the mix. You got Dodge waiting out in the wings. They'll be back here in 2019. There's no question in my mind about that. I'm not announcing it today, but I'm telling you, believe that they'll be back in 19, and whether or not that includes a Biffle or an Edwards or whoever, I think there's a lot going on, and I think these manufacturers are real possessive about the drivers that they have supported and or are supporting, but as far as knowing how contractually Carl Edwards is connected to Joe Gibbs, I couldn't answer that.
Well, and how that came up was that, the possibility of him taking Junior's ride next year with Hendrick, he'd go after him with a checkbook and lure him over. And I said, I don't know if he can even do that. So that's where that came from. So,
no, yeah. I don't believe that. I still think Alex Bowman is the leader in the clubhouse for that ride. They basically owe him a shot in that car. So it's really going to surprise me if somebody other than Alex Bowman's in that race car.
Last question before I let you go. To tomorrow night's racing activities, how much does that figure into next week's Coca-Cola 600? Nothing at all, or the strategies tomorrow night and being on the track for next week's Coca-Cola 600 tomorrow night, is that a good thing for these drivers? Can they take tomorrow night and apply it to next week, I guess, is what I'm asking.
Well, look, there's no better place to be than on the racetrack especially if you're getting ready to run the same place in 2 weeks. I mean, that's just logic, and everybody knows that's true. The circumstances of the 600 next week are as different as the weather is going to be tomorrow night. I mean, everything is connected to the heat in the racetrack, the ambient air temperature to some degree, and tire wear overall. Tire wear for a 70-lap race versus tire wear for a 600-mile mega run, I mean, they're completely different things. So I don't think you can compare too much, but I don't want to underestimate how much you learn about your race car anytime you're on the racetrack. So if you're in it tomorrow night, it's a good thing. There's no doubt about that.
He's on the cutting edge of NASCAR, buddy. Pat Patterson with the Performance Racing Network. Again, as always, tell us how we can find you during the week with Pat Patterson.
Well, you can always join me live on Sirius XM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90, 7 a.m. Eastern Time to 11, both Saturday and Sunday every single week. Find me on Facebook, the Racing Guy fan page. Be sure to go by and make sure you see us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter at Racing Guy. We'll always keep you up to speed on what's going on there. And, of course, next weekend you'll hear me do turns 3 and 4 for the Performance Racing Network, as we'll be in action. Next week, MRN, the Motor Racing Network, will do you a fine job this weekend with both the Camping World Truck Series tonight and, of course, with the NASCAR All-Star Race coming up tomorrow night right here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Have a great weekend, my friend. Thank you as always. I'll talk to you next week, all right?
All right, Tom. Thank you. See you. Bye.
Yes, sir. Good man right there. Our buddy Pat Patterson from the Performance Racing Network live at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're live at Volunteer Parkway in Bristol, Food City, for the Midnight Madness sale. It starts in a half hour. Folks aren't in here getting their buggies and going around and loading up, so by the time they get done shopping at 12 noon, the computers kick in and all the specials go in place. Real pulled pork Clifty Farm Barbecue. 18-ounce package, limit to $4.99. I've gotten that myself before. Go home and give me some of those good Kern's hamburger buns and put this in the microwave and nuke it for a few minutes, or I don't know, 30, 45 seconds. Maybe just talk myself into getting some. today as well. That's some good stuff. Also, Starkist Chunk Light Tuna, limit 4, 89 cents, limit 4. Also, Midnight Madness sale. Frozen selected variety bomb pops, which are, look like rockets, red, white, and blue popsicles in essence. 12 to a box, limit 4 for $1.99. Also, Frito-Lay Doritos, $1.99, limit 4 at all Food Cities today for the Midnight Madness sale. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll talk baseball. We'll go from NASCAR in Charlotte to baseball in Elizabethton. Ryan Presnell, the head baseball coach of the Elizabethton Cyclones, he joins us coming up next year live at Food City, show number 522 on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology has just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here are the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance. We follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitats, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're live again at Food City Volunteer Parkway in Bristol, and we'll wrap this thing up at 1 o'clock, and we'll get ready to take to the highway. We're following this man's team down to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. The Pigeon Forge Tigers are our opponent. We're talking to head coach you see on the screen, Ryan Presnell, the Elizabethton baseball coach. And, Coach, again, get a chance to talk to you again today and brag on these kids getting ready to literally jump on the bus and head to Pigeon Forge for what we hope will be a victory and head to state tournament next week, right?
Absolutely, and we're going up against a program that's done it a lot, and really good measuring stick today, one way or the other. We're ready to go, and our kids know that they belong here. I mean, we took our number one team to the state down to the wire Wednesday, and so we know we're supposed to be here, and it's kind of a tough format. It's a one game brawl for a state trip, so we're going to go in there and we're going to play tough and we're going to play clean baseball and let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, I was talking to the coach last night on the phone. He said, we've been down there 5 times to the big dance and won it once back in 13, but he said, this game here makes me more nervous than any game we have all year because, as you said, it's a 7-inning shootout. Winner moves on and loser goes home. So he said, you got to put out all the marbles on the table. And he said, this is the game that really makes me a nervous wreck. And I said, well, he said, Elizabethton's a good baseball team. I said, no, we're a great baseball team because we're here, we're in the sectional, so should be a good one. I mean, they've got a good club, we've got a good club.
Yeah, and we've had to battle our socks off all year. I mean, we've earned every little thing that we've got. If I took the team I have right now and played the team that we opened up with, I think we'd beat the snot out of them. And so that's been our goal. We've got a young team that just, he says he's nervous. We're not nervous. Honestly, we've accomplished so much, and my heart is so full of good things from this season that this is just, be a really nice piece of icing on top of an already good cake.
20-11 are the Cyclones, so strategically speaking, I mean, you pretty much already answered the question. We're just going to get down there and play baseball. There's no real X and O's changes at this point. Just get out there and play, right?
Right. Had a good practice yesterday. Guys want to take a little jog and hit BP. There's nothing new to put in. They proved against Greenville, which is a very good tactical baseball team. They proved against Greenville that we've got everything sewn up tight. So we're going to go down there and play a good, tight, clean baseball game with good defense and good pitching, throwing strikes. Try to get some things done at the plate and on the base pass and give ourselves a good shot to be there at the end, because I guarantee you it'll come down to the end of the game. It always does. So when it comes down there at the end of the game, our guys will be there, and they know what to do at the end of the game. You've seen that.
Absolutely. We're traveling with you, of course, to broadcast the game all across the country, literally, on Facebook Live. But I would say the Cyclone Nation will be down there in person in full force this evening for this ball game, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, there's a good contingent headed down. We've also got a good contingent headed over to see the softball team play this evening, too. So you've got a lot of good things going on in our high school right now with sports across the board, and we've got great support from the community, and I don't think tonight will be any different.
Nah. Coach Diaz is going to get you guys on the bus and take you down to Pigeon Forge. And, guys, have a safe trip. I'll see you down there getting ready to broadcast a great ball game tonight, Elizabethton and Pigeon Forge. And, Coach, Cyclone Pride, I'll see you tonight.
Cyclone Pride, brother. Be safe.
Same to you, my friend. Great guy right there. Love Coach Ryan Preswell. That's a good guy right there. And he loves his kids, and it's very, very obvious. And so appreciate him very much. Hey, we're live again at Volunteer Parkway in Bristol. Again on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, show number 522. And so we will go on air the broadcast tonight a little before 7 o'clock. First pitch at 7:15, and we'll be ready to go for that again tonight from Pigeon Forge. And again, the winner moves on to the state tournament next week in AA baseball, and the loser, of course, will be eliminated for 2017. So it's a one-game shootout, 21-out shootout, and no holes barred is like a gunfight. You're the last man standing wins, so you shoot all the bullets you got in your gun, in your holster, or in your chamber, I guess. And so that's what it's all going to be about. They're going to come out and do everything they've got to do to win, and so are the Cyclones tonight, again, in Pigeon Forge. Who else is playing baseball tonight? Let's run those down for you, because they merit being bragged upon, of course. In single A tonight, sectional baseball, North Green, the Huskies, home to Grace Christian out of Knoxville. The Hampton Bulldogs tonight travel to Greenback. In AA, of course, we have our game at Pigeon Forge. CAK playing in Greenville. They're playing that game at 2 o'clock this afternoon. So Greenville and CAK playing at 2 o'clock at Pioneer Park in Greenville. So by the time we take the field tonight, we'll know if Greenville is going to be heading off to the state tournament in Murfreesboro. Also in AAA tonight, 6 o'clock pitch. Dobbins Minute, head coach Wagner on yesterday. The Indians hosting the Maryville Rebels, and Jefferson County goes to Knox Farragut to battle the Farragut Admirals. That is baseball. Again, single A, Grace Christian at North Green, Hampton at Greenback. Double A, Greenville hosting CAK at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Also double A, the Cyclones heading to Pigeon Forge will hit the air of the broadcast right before 7 o'clock tonight. First pitch scheduled for 7:15. And then in AAA, Dobbins Minute hosting Maryville at 6, and Jeff County goes to Farragut. Now in softball, In single A today, Tellico Plains will be up on the mountain in Unaka to battle the Lady Rangers. North Green's Lady Huskies go to Meigs County today. In double A softball, we had him on yesterday, Coach Harden and the Lady Cyclones of Elizabethton hosting Union County tonight. Unicoi County's Lady Blue Devils go to CAK. And in single A, the Cherokee Lady Chiefs will head to Knox Powell tonight. And girls high school softball regional play. And so that's what's going on there. Then in soccer from yesterday, in the AAA soccer, you had Science Hill blanking Dobbins Minute 3-0. 3-0. I just dropped. My man's in the house. The king is in. We're going to talk, aren't you? You want to talk?
I had no idea.
Didn't you really? You didn't know? Gosh, I thought you specifically came here. Now I'm hurt. I thought you came. He's a straight shooter. Also, Greenville takes on Unicoi County. They won last night. Greenville beat Unicoi County 2-0 in single A, double A soccer. So, the semifinals are set. AAA Dobbins Minute goes to Farragut tomorrow, and Oak Ridge will come to Science Hill to battle the Hilltoppers of David Strickland. So that's your softball, or rather soccer, again for the sectional, and for the right to get to the state tournament next week in Murfreesboro. Again, we'll be on the road tonight. 7 o'clock airtime, 7:15 first pitch will be from Pigeon Forge. The Elizabethton Cyclones taking on the Pigeon Forge Tigers. The winner of that one goes to the state tournament next week in Murfreesboro. And again, let's see. Your son told me, we went back and counted. We had over 3,000, almost 3,000 views for the ball game on Wednesday night. So very excited about the response. And gosh, Maryland, Florida, Colorado. So we'll do the same thing tonight. 7 o'clock airtime, 7:15 first pitch. Quick break. We'll be right back. We may get this man on. Why would we not? He's here. We got a little racing going on right down the street this weekend, the U.S. Short Track Nationals, and we'll talk to Papa Bedard if he wants to talk. Right after this, show number 522 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show, brought to you by Grip Energy Drink.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the crossings in North Johnson City.
The deals are heating up for Truck Month at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. Over 300 new Chevys to choose from, all with incredible savings. $11,000 off MSRP on 16 Silverado All-Star Crew Cabs. Check out the savings online at championjc.com. 16 Silverado Crew Cab, $33,685. 16 Track, $17,460. 16 Equinox, $21,615. 16 Traverse, $27,365. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
At American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. What a treat. Look right here. Look over here. Look at the man on the camera. Look at him.
Oh, by the way.
Yes.
You got to know what the back of this shirt says. What's the front say? It says Bristol?
Bristol Motor Speedway.
You know what the back says, don't
No.
you? Helmets could be thrown. This is the shirt that came out after the Tony Stewart thing.
Yeah.
And so I wear it. It's my favorite shirt. I wear it every time up here. You can't be missed with it. So.
No, it's bright and yellow and neon,
Yeah.
and then on the back it says helmets can be thrown. We're talking to Dick Bedard, who's in town to watch the U.S. Short Track Nationals. Of course, we think the world of his son, all of them, but certainly the one here at the Speedway, the Senior Director of Brand Management, our buddy Drew Bedard. So he's Papa Bear's come in for the weekend, watch a little racing. So let's talk a little sports. Let's talk NBA basketball. You're a Celtic guy, and so Celtics in Boston tonight against the Cavaliers. 117-104 on Wednesday. So LeBron and the boys, game 2. What's your prognosis of that game?
First of all, you have to keep your priorities straight.
Right.
First, I'm a Red Sox guy, and
Right.
then I'm a Patriots guy.
Right.
And then if I have room, I got Celtics and Bruins. So I got room. Well, what's my prognosis? Well, I listen to a couple of talk shows on TV every day usually, and they were asking the folks the other night how many they think the Celtics will win, and several of them said 1. Well, I'm here to tell you, I don't think they're going to win any. I mean, Cleveland. Drew is a big he's a Celtics fan. Drew, my son Drew, is a big fan, and he watched it. I tell him to watch it. I tell him when it's on. My sons are, they're somewhere else, but I tell them when the good stuff's on, so they tune in. So he tuned in to TNT to watch it. I saw him yesterday. He says they have no one to stop LeBron. No. He says he went directly to the hoop, boom. Oh, yeah. And who's the other big tall guy that got his arm hurt last year or the year before? Love.
Kevin Love.
Yeah, Kevin Love. He goes, bam, straight to the hoop. Oh, yeah. Can't stop him. I mean, you got poor little Isaiah Thomas, who is outstanding, trying to guard LeBron at times, and LeBron's a foot taller and about 80 pounds heavier.
Oh, yeah.
But the Celtics are talented. The biggest news about the Celtics is the draft. Mm-hmm. They won the number one thing. So Drew, again, the big Celtics fan, he goes, Dad, what are they going to do with the pick? And I go, well, I think they're going to trade it. I think what they're going to do is they're going to trade the pick for a later first-round pick and a mature, experienced guy, because these kids who do one and done, when they do this one and done, you have no idea what you're getting when they come out of college. They look great, but you have no, the number one guy they projected is this guy from Washington who's supposed to be a potential superstar. But who's he played and what's he done? It's like, it's a whole different world when they get out there and they're 18 or 19 and they're in a city like Boston or New York or L.A. when they come from, a backwater town, from a small town. It's a big deal. So actually I think the Celtics draft will be more interesting than anything. So, but I don't, I think everybody ought to be resting up to watch Golden State play Cleveland, because it's going to be another barn burner. Oh, yeah. And I mean, it's going to be a war because, Kevin Durant, he wants to win a championship. It's just that simple. And so it's going to be a war. And that's going to be, you want to get your ticket for that baby.
Yeah. Of course, my team, the Spurs, we're being told Kawhi Leonard's probably not going to go tomorrow night in Game 3 in San Antonio. Still not ready. So, Golden State's on a mission. They blew out the Spurs the other night, and I don't think that was a fluke. They're that good. And Spurs are shorthanded without Parker and Leonard. Let's call it the way it is. But you also got to say, as Dick said, the Golden State's a great basketball team.
Yeah.
They put together a heck of a team. So my question going into the Celtics series was Cleveland had roughly a 9-10 day layoff. I thought this first game they're going to be very, very rusty.
They weren't.
If they're rusty, if that was rusty, Celtics are in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those guys
well, again, I think the Celtics, they had a real tough series against Washington. Washington, I think, was the better team, but the Celtics won.
They found a way to win.
They found a way to win, and so they were absolutely out of gas. And by the way, I stopped by the the VFW thing and got a couple flags. I didn't know Tom was going to be here when I did this, but I got Tom one too, and so
Isn't that pretty?
we love our country.
Isn't that beautiful?
The VFW was selling these at another store that competes with Food City.
The greatest flag in the world right there, folks.
There you go.
From the greatest country. I love it.
So
anyway, I got a flag. My friends showed up and stopped by, and so okay, pro football. Let me ask a couple things. Pro football. The owners have decided they put it out on the table as maybe. Looks like they're going to shorten overtime from 15 down to 10 minutes. And Goodell has said, the commissioner, hey, we're going to have ties now in the National Football League. See, now me as a fan, if I'm going to plunk down big bucks to go watch a ball game, I don't want to go home 24-24. I want a winner.
Yeah.
They got to come up with a different way. They can't let these things end in ties with a shorter overtime.
Particularly when it gets to the NFL, you got to look at two things: TV and money.
Sure.
Or is it money and TV?
There you go.
So it's all about, and the Sunday night shows. It's all about the Sunday night shows being delayed because the games go late. Trust me, they make a lot of money. CBS, Fox, all of them make a lot of money on the Sunday night shows. If they have to push them back an hour, they don't like it. So it's all about TV and money. I think it's terrible. I think if you're going to play a game, you ought to play a game, and at least give them the 15 minutes. I can understand ties, but I want the full 15 minutes to let people take a chance. I also want each team to possess the ball, but that's not going to change.
I agree with you on both points. I mean, it's the NFL. There's got to be a better way than just go, okay, we're going to cut it to 10 minutes so everybody can go home. And see, the concern is if you play on Thursday night and then you kind of come back and play on a Sunday or a Sunday, Thursday, that the teams are tired, will then redo the schedule. Give the fans what they deserve, and that's a full football game with a full overtime to let the best players in the world in professional football determine it out on the field, not with a tie.
Yeah. Well, part of your argument is a false pretext, which is Thursday night football. Thursday night football's a joke.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like an exhibition game half the time.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's like, but that's all TV and money.
Sure.
And I what did I watch on Twitter the other day? There was something broadcast on Twitter. What was it? But we are headed for more and more Facebook, Twitter.
Oh, I got a story.
All of that stuff, and it's all about more sources of revenue. And if they can get one more entity to broadcast a game, they go, how many more ads can we sell? That's what it's all about.
Well, I've got a story on that, as a matter of fact. I'm glad you brought that up. We're talking to Dick Bedard, and we're live here at Food City, and the Midnight Madness is still getting ready to crank up. But I wanted to read this because I had it here this morning. Here we go. This is baseball, but baseball fans can like their team's games with a click starting tonight. Major League Baseball announcing Facebook. See, and everybody laughed when I came out doing this show. You know who told me to do this show?
Yeah.
Bedard.
Yeah,
My son. We'll give you props. Love your son. He said, do a show on Facebook. This was 2.5 years ago. Facebook will carry a live game nationally every Friday starting tonight, Colorado at Cincinnati.
Oh.
The Facebook package of 20 games will use the broadcast feed of one of the involved teams. The Twitter feed of a game each Friday, started April the 7th, will be moved to Tuesday. So point being, Facebook will carry a live game nationally every Friday night starting tonight.
Well,
that's where we're headed.
That's what it was. Twitter started doing baseball last week.
Yeah, in April.
It was the Red Sox at Tampa Bay on Friday night, and so I told Drew and my other sons to watch it on Twitter.
Yeah.
I even went on Twitter and watched it for a while. Even though I pay for the feed at home through DirecTV, I went on just to see how it went.
So, again, we're talking to Dick Bedard. We're live here at Food City in Bristol. We got Colin Brooks coming up here in a minute with the News and Neighbor talking high school football and the reclassification here in Tennessee. But so conventional television, conventional radios, it could be a thing of the past?
No.
Okay.
It'll be one of the places you can get it.
Yeah. There'll be more, obviously, avenues to go out and get the
Yeah,
feed.
well, one of the very interesting things is what happened to ESPN. Two things happened to ESPN. They went liberal political, things like that. But they also had the cord cutters. The cord cutting is a big phenomenon. I have two of my sons that I cord cut. In other words, stop paying the cable. I got them high speed, high def antennas, big powerful antennas. They both have Netflix and a couple of those services, and that's how they watch TV. I won't say which two of my three sons, but two of them do that. And then ESPN lost 10 million or 15 million subscribers
10 million.
At $8 or $10 a month a pop, and then they got stupid by going very liberal. And I thought it was really funny the other day. Sports Center is now brought to you partially by MSNBC, the most liberal TV show or network is now bringing you ESPN Sports Center. What does that tell you? What is that collision of? I tell you, sports and liberalness. It's like, and then you got the triangle with Hollywood sports and TV that's very liberal. So,
but on the flip side, not to get political, but Grassroots America, they told us what they thought because they elected a conservative in the White House.
Yeah, I have to be careful with my family because my family's like the rest of the country, split right down the middle.
But the point is, you're right. They've joined the forces of the liberal, and it's come back to bite them, obviously. Before I let you go, let's talk Red Sox real quick. And so you guys are 21-18. You're 3 over. You're 3.5 back in New York.
We're terrible.
Oh.
Okay. We're terrible. I last time I was on here, you were saying, "Oh, David Price is going to be out and all of this." I said, "No. He does this every spring. They're going to rehab his arm." But
I will bring it up. Go ahead.
But I didn't know that Stephen Wright was going to go down, and we lost another pitcher recently. So I mean, I was telling my wife, we sit and watch the games usually. She stands for the first 4, 5, 6 innings, and I said, "Look. We can't pitch, we can't hit, we can't field, we can't manage. Don't get one of my sons started on the manager of the Red Sox, who is one great guy. But if they keep playing like this, with that amount of talent, he won't make July 4th.
And that payroll.
He will not make July 4th. But the Red Sox, they have a ton of talent. They'll come back probably and be in second place behind the Yankees. The typical, you probably get 2 out of the AFC East, American League East, and then they'll be a Donnybrook. But the Yankees are a real surprise. I mean, they went from not very good last year to they're really good right now. So
you got Sale pitching tonight. Is that good? In Oakland on the left coast.
Oh yeah, he's dynamite. Now poor Rick Porcello wins the Cy Young Award last year, and he can't get a run to support him. He's like 2-5. In the last game, he didn't get a decision. The guy's, he's given up a few more home runs than last year, but he's still pitching lights out, and he can't win because they won't give him any runs. Can't field, can't hit, can't pitch, can't manage, can't do anything. Can't stay healthy. Other than that, we're doing good.
The eternal optimist, our buddy Dick Bedard. All right, real quick, I got 30 seconds. Patriots, we're going to be okay this year?
They are absolutely loaded.
Right.
The only thing that can slow them down
Injuries.
is Goodell decides to fine Brady for not reporting his concussions, or Brady gets hurt. That's the only thing that can slow him down. Of course, they have the best backup quarterback in the game in Jimmy Garoppolo. Best looking, best backup quarterback. Guy's got it all going for him. And Belichick won the draft because he traded 3 picks for three 20-something, early 20-somethings good players. The guy the receiver out of New Orleans who's just dynamite. I got a running back and a cornerback out of Buffalo. Buffalo's our farm team, by the way, now, it seems. So we're going to be great. And, I laughed the last time I was here. We were going to be in the AFC Championship. Probably chewing. We'll probably win it. So see you in the Super Bowl. Oakland has a team. They're going to be good. Maybe we'll see you in the playoffs.
Maybe.
There you go.
They haven't signed Carr. The Raiders won't sign Carr. Now he's upset because...
What are they, stupid?
They're stupid because, they're going to go out to see who's... Matthew Stafford's going to get signed a contract extension. So whatever he gets, Carr's going to say, I want more, so sign him now and have him sewn up. But the Raiders are dragging their feet. Carr says, I want to sign by training camp, so...
Well, when you look at the good teams, look at the owner and the GM, then the coach, then the players. if you got a stupid owner, like a couple teams, you're in deep trouble.
Love this guy.
All right.
Come back anytime. I'm glad you're in town.
Take care. I'm here for the races.
Yeah.
Gonna have a ball.
Oh, you're gonna have a blast. You and the Buff Master.
And the Buff Master, yes.
Buff. So I'll see you in August, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Lord willing.
Lord willing, the creeks don't rise. Love this guy.
All right.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. We are live here again at Food City on the Volunteer Parkway in Bristol. We'll take a break. We'll come back and we'll switch from Dick Bedard to high school football with Colin Brooks from the News and Neighbor here in Johnson City next year on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447. If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We are live again at Volunteer Parkway in Bristol. Let's turn the camera back around because the seat's empty right now. We'll have another guest coming up here in just a few minutes. But, hey, real quick before we get into our guests, let me tell you a couple of specials. The Midnight Madness is on. Food Club Spring Water, 24-pack half-liter bottles for $1.99, limit 2. If you're a Coca-Cola drinker, you've got, for the Midnight Madness at all Food Cities, 24-pack 12-ounce cans, 2 for $10. And also the Clifty Farm Barbecue, 18-ounce package, limit 2 per person, $4.99. And if you like, who doesn't? Well, not everybody, but I don't know, too many don't like corn on the cob. Fresh, in the husk, sweet corn, 12 ears for $3 comes out to 25 cents an ear, and that's again out of the produce department at your local Food City, and that's where we are broadcasting live. And also out of the Bakery Deli, I bet this guy on the phone likes this, a bakery fresh apple pie for $2.99. Colin Brooks, do you like apple pie?
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds really good, actually.
There you go. A little dab of ice cream that set you free. Our buddy Colin Brooks with us from the News and Neighbor. And, again, he covers sports, covers lots of things for this newspaper that's based out of Johnson City. High school football, you were there last night. You went and watched the Crockett-Elizabethton scrimmage at Elizabethton High School. Tell me what went on with Gerald Sensabaugh and Sean Witten and the scrimmage.
Well, Gerald Sensabaugh pretty much spring debut for the Pioneers. They look good. I think they even surprised themselves a little bit. They scored 5 touchdowns. Elizabethton scored 3. Nobody was really keeping score, though. But it was great to see the Pioneers bouncing up, even though they lost their coach over the offseason.
Yep, and of course
we got,
Go ahead.
Well, just with Elizabethton, a little bit of a depleted roster right now. They've got about 8 or 9 guys that are still in spring sports. So they had a lot of skill guys that weren't available yesterday. And it kind of showed a little bit. They had a little bit of trouble moving the ball, but Carter Everett, their star quarterback, is going to be a junior. He looks like he hasn't missed a stride, and I expect to see schools beating down the door for him here soon. Colleges, he just got everything that you want in a quarterback.
He'll be a rising junior next year, too. Again, we're talking to Colin Brooks, again, with the News and Neighbor. He's live with us on the phone. And so most of the teams, I think, today kind of wraps up most of the spring practices for all the high schools. Is that correct?
That's my understanding of it. I know they're going to start back up the end of May, first week of June. Dead week this year is June 24th through July 8th, so they won't be able to have any contact with their guys during that time. But off-season workouts are in full stride right now, and everybody's just working on getting a little bit better.
We're talking to Colin Brooks. So what happens now? School's winding down. In fact, some of the school systems already are out. I know Johnson City in particular is going to be going through next week, but everybody's winding things down for the regular school season. What happens now to the football players? They go summer workouts? Do they have a dead period? What goes on before they rev back up in practice?
Early morning summer workouts. I'm not sure it's every kid's favorite part of the year, but probably one of the most important. I know there's a few, the weights will be hitting the weight rooms about 7 a.m. every morning, so if you're a morning person, you might be able to catch some football early. But teams are just working on getting better right now.
We're talking to Colin Brooks now. The TSSAA came out right after Christmas and right before Christmas, I guess, and did some realigning and making some changes. So kind of refresh my memory. It's been a while, but there's some new teams with some new coaches. We'll talk about that as well. But let's start first with the realignment. Some new teams and new conferences going forward starting this fall. Tell me about it.
Yeah, yes, sir. You see, Region 1 this year will consist of 36 teams, and that'll be 1A all the way to 6A. The 1A is a little interesting because last year it was just 5 teams fighting for 4 playoff spots. This year it's really unique. You'll have 4 teams, but only 3 of them are eligible. So you've got Cloudland, Hancock County. The new team in that conference is Jellicoe, and then you have Unaka. And Unaka, they forfeited their playoff game last year, so the TSSAA has ruled them ineligible for the next 2 seasons in the playoffs. They've hired a new coach in the offseason. He's actually a Kingsport guy, a DB alum. His name's O'Brien Bennett. He's coming to the Rangers from Knox Hall, where he was an assistant coach, and he saw a lot of success down there. So it's really interesting. The TSSAA suspended Unaka from the playoffs for the next 2 years in football, but they've only got 4 teams in that conference for 4 playoff spots, so it'll be interesting to see how they handle that.
Well, suspending Unaka is a joke. There's no way they should be suspended. Again, the TSSAA, that's wrong. I don't care what anybody says, it's wrong. And all right, refresh my memory. Why are they being suspended? Because I knew I was mad when they did it, and now I'm mad again. Why did they suspend them?
Well, they suspended them because they decided not to field a team for the first round of the playoffs last year.
That's right.
And so I guess the TSSAA just saw it fit that, well, you don't want to play in the playoffs this year, then you won't be eligible for the next 2 years. And it was actually a player's decision. The players took a vote the week before their playoff game, decided they didn't want to field a team, so they just didn't have enough people to go and make the trip. It was somewhere around Knoxville. maybe Coalfield, that they were set to play one of the top teams in the state, and they just weren't able to make it. So TSSAA took it into their own hands and suspended them for 2 years.
So that means if you and I, Colin Brooks and Tom Taylor, playing for Unaica, and we're sophomores or juniors because of what the senior class did or didn't do, I guess. I don't think it's going to blame it totally on the senior class, but because of the actions of people that may be graduating right now, you and I can't go to a postseason play Unaica football because of what the TSSAA has done because of last year's football team. That's nuts. Why would you penalize kids coming up in the program? All that's going to do, Colin, is encourage, if you and I are at Unaica, I would think that would encourage you and I to look elsewhere to go to school because we can't go to postseason football opportunities because of the TSSAA. I think that's wrong.
Yeah, a complete head scratcher, and that was kind of Unaica's fight. They had a chance to appeal it. They did appeal it. Obviously, they didn't win, and that was their argument. How can you take this out on kids that may not even have pads on yet? They could be rising 8th graders, and those kids won't be able to go to the playoffs until their sophomore year. So unfair, unjust, but right in line with the TSSAA, what they normally do, in my opinion, at least.
There you go. We're talking to Colin Brooks of the News and Neighbor. See him on the screen here. Appreciate him being with us. So we got some new coaches. Did you finish with the reclassification?
Well, if you look at it, 1A, you've got the 4 teams. 5A has, 1AA has Cosby, Hampton, Happy Valley, South Green, Sullivan, North. No changes there really from last year. One of the big changes with AAA, though, is actually a team that decided to not play in AAA and go up, and that would be the Elizabethton Cyclone. I'm pretty sure caught Coach Witten off guard when that was announced. And he mentioned it yesterday after the scrimmage. I talked with him, and he said, we're 4A now, so everybody's chasing the Greenville Green Devils. So in 4A, we'll have Elizabethton, Greenville, Sullivan Central, Sullivan East, Sullivan South, and Union County. So a great league competition-wise, but it definitely makes the road a lot tougher for the Elizabethton Cyclones.
We're talking about go ahead.
I'm sorry, Tom. With Greenville, they are probably the odds-on favorite for the 4A state championship this year. They've got a bunch of players coming in. A lot of colleges are visiting them during the summer to see what they have. Austin P came through a few months ago and offered 4 of their guys right on the spot. And one of those guys was Cade Ballard, who is the son of the coach. He's the quarterback, and he's the son of Kane Ballard. He's a rising junior, and he's just really taken everybody by storm with his leadership skills. He started since he was a freshman, so he's been through the fire, and now they're starting to reap some of the benefits of him starting as a freshman.
Again, we're talking to Colin Brooks of the News and Neighbor. Again, he's with us live. We're live at Food City in Bristol, the Volunteer Parkway. And again, the Midnight Madness sale, obviously it's past 12 o'clock, so it is very much on until midnight tonight while supplies last. And store manager Rick Miller is going to join us here in a few minutes with some specials. And then at the bottom of the hour, we'll go to Cincinnati and join Dave Martin from WLW Radio. We contribute to that radio station every Saturday night talking NASCAR. So on Dave's show, and Dave calls me and talks about Cincinnati sports on my show. So he'll join us coming up here in a few minutes. So, Colin, again, the reclassification. Do you like it, not like it? What's your take on all this the moving parts of the high school football teams here in East Tennessee?
Well, it's very interesting. 2 years ago they did reclassification, and we got the system that everybody got familiar with, and then 2 years passed, they've decided to reclassify again. Some of those big changes, though, just to go back to reclassification for a second, are going to be in 6A, especially locally. I know there are a lot of people griping with Science Hills Conference that the trip to Bradley Central, which is about a 4-hour drive, was just pretty crazy for a conference game. So luckily the Toppers won't have to deal with that trip anymore. This year in 6A they'll have Bearden, which was in the conference last year, Dobbins-Bennett. The new team, there's 2 new teams in this conference. One of them is Farragut, who moved up from 5A, and they're actually the defending 5A champion. So the Hilltoppers will have to see them. And also moving up from 5A is Morristown West. They have been to the state quarterfinals the past 2 years under Lamar Brown. He left, took the Knoxville West job. Now they've got Alvin Sanders as their head coach, and he's been an assistant there for a few years. A good thing for the Hilltoppers, though, is they did get rid of Maryville. So Louisville's now in Region 2. So Science Hill won't have to play them in the conference game, but they will have to get through them if they have any hopes to in the state playoffs.
We're talking to Colin Brooks. Before I let you go, tell me you got some new coaches out there, too. Who are some of the new coaches?
Yeah, like I said, Alvin Sanders is one from Morristown List. We've got Unaka's new coach and O'Brien Bennett. Obviously, the hire that's gotten the most publicity, at least in the Tri-Cities, is probably David Crockett and Gerald Sensabob. This is his first year coaching, and people in Jonesboro are extremely excited about what the potential that the team has. They've got a young team that they really looked good yesterday. I think they even surprised themselves after their victory in the scrimmage over Elizabethton yesterday. Also a new coach, somebody you might be familiar with at Sullivan South, Sam Haney stepped down during the offseason, and they've brought on Justin Hilton, who served as an assistant coach under 3 head coaches at South, so he's been there for the last 14 years. So I know at Sullivan South, they've got a great tradition, and hopefully they'll be able to carry that out.
All that's going on in high school football. It'll be here before you know it. Again, what's the first week of football this year? I guess early August, right?
Yeah, I think August, the third week in August. I think it's the 17th or 18th is the first game for the football season, and it's crazy. It's right around the corner. And, I do work for the News and Neighbor, but Trey Williams and I, the great Trey Williams, we do our NET Pigskin football preview. Last year was the first year of it, and we're ramping up for year number 2. And we have features on all 36 teams in Region 1, all the rosters, all the schedules. Last year was about 160 pages, and this year we anticipate it being about the same amount.
There you go. Looking forward to being part of that, too, helping you promote that. And, again, that's a great read for high school football fans here in East Tennessee. Colin, great report, my friend. We'll get you back on real soon, and keep on keeping on. I'll talk to you soon, all right?
Thank you so much, Tom. Good to talk to you.
Yep, good man right there. Colin Brooks again with the News and Neighbor. Appreciate him very much being with us here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're live again at Food City, again on the Volunteer Parkway in Bristol, as the Midnight Madness sale is here, and it is wide open here again till midnight tonight while supplies last. All the specials. Let's run down Major League Baseball, let you know who played yesterday and who won, obviously. First off, in the National League, Pittsburgh beat Washington 10-4. Colorado 5-4 in that first game against Minnesota. In the second game, Minnesota shuts out Colorado 2-0, so they split a doubleheader. Texas doubles up Philadelphia 8-4. Cubs 9, Cincinnati 5. Milwaukee 4, San Diego 2. Toronto shuts out Atlanta 9-0, and the Dodgers beat Miami in LA 7-2. In the American League, Detroit beat Baltimore 6-5. Texas, as we told you, doubles up Philadelphia 8-4. Rangers are red hot. They've won 6-7 in a row, I believe it is. You have Kansas City beating the Yankees 5-1. Oakland on the left coast beat the Red Sox 8-3, and Seattle downing the White Sox. Final there was 5-4. Daniel Norris pitches tonight. Young man from Johnson City on the mound for the Detroit Tigers. He'll be against the Texas Rangers, who's the red-hot baseball team in Major League Baseball. So Norris going to try and stop a red-hot team. He's 2-2, 7-10 first pitch tonight from Detroit. Texas will be there. Also in the American League, Toronto and Baltimore. The Angels in New York, the battle DeGrom and the Mets. Yankees at Tampa Bay. Cleveland plays in Houston. Kansas City, Minnesota. Red Sox again continue their series on the left coast against Oakland, and the White Sox will be in Seattle. In the National League, it goes like this. Milwaukee and the Cubbies at Wrigley Field on a 2:20 first pitch this afternoon. Under the lights tonight, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Colorado, and Cincinnati. The Angels in New York, Washington and Atlanta. R.A. Dickey on the mound for the Braves. San Francisco in Busch Stadium to battle the Cardinals. You have Arizona at San Diego, and Miami will take on the Dodgers again. Game 2 of that series at Dodger Stadium in Chavez Ravine. NBA basketball tonight, the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics will be Game 2 of that best of 7. As we told you, Cavaliers got them 117-104 earlier on early in the week on Wednesday night. So Game 2 of that series tonight in Beantown. Tomorrow night, the San Antonio Spurs trying to regroup, probably without Kawhi Leonard. And so they'll take on the Golden State Warriors. Game 3 of that series, Golden State won by 2. Then they blew them out by 36. So we'll see. For all intents and purposes, and I'm a Spurs fan, a huge Spurs fan, but this is the series right here. If they can't get a win tomorrow night against Golden State in San Antonio, then put a fork in them, they're done. So we'll see. But without Kawhi Leonard, and of course Tony Parker's already out for the duration of the series, doesn't look good for the Spurs, but again, you have, in my opinion, if not the greatest, one of the greatest coaches ever in the NBA, Greg Popovich, on the sidelines. So we'll see if he can work his magic, get a victory, and kind of stop the bleeding for the Spurs. But tonight, the Cavaliers and the Celtics in Boston. We'll talk to Dave Martin about that coming up in a few minutes, live from Cincinnati as he's following the Cavaliers. See what he allows for that coming up in a few minutes. Also in the National Hockey League, as you know, last night in overtime, Anaheim skates past the Nashville Predators 3-2 to lead that series now. Or I should say the series is tied 2-2. They'll skate tomorrow night in Anaheim. So the Predators, in front of a packed, raucous crowd last night, couldn't get it done, losing in overtime 3-2. Tonight they'll skate in Ottawa. The Pittsburgh Penguins and the Ottawa Senators. Ottawa leads that series 2-1. And they'll skate tonight, the defending Stanley Cup champions, on the ice in Ottawa against the Senators in Game 3 of that series. Again, Ottawa leads it 2-1. We'll take a break, come right back, talk a little NASCAR. Rick Miller's going to join us, and also right around the corner, we'll go live to Cincinnati, talk to my man, Riding Away with Dave, coming up here in just a few minutes. We'll do that right after this. We are live at Food City of Volunteer Parkway in Bristol on the Midnight Madness Sale, show number 522 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show, brought to you by Grip Energy Drink.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447. If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
back on the Tom Miller Sports Show. There he is on the screen. Rick Miller, the Food City store manager. Get him over there where you can see. Look at him over there.
Getting a glare?
Here.
Makeup.
Here, do this right here.
Makeup. There we go.
I love this guy.
Oh,
How
Lordy.
you doing, Bubba?
I'm doing all right.
Oh, yeah. Midnight Madness has kicked in big time, folks. And it's still
awesome.
Oh, yeah. The midnight tonight.
Awesome.
There goes a guy with a big old, there's what I want right there. Watermelon.
Water pumpkin.
That's a great idea. I'm going to give me a watermelon. Thank you. Oh, baby. Oh, yes. They're always good buys at Food City. So how long have you been in the grocery business, sir?
Probably around 44 years.
So you know a good special when you see one, and we got tons of them.
You can't beat it.
No. Take it away.
Can't beat this, folks. Midnight Madness, noon till midnight today. Come by and take advantage of these specials we've got. If you're going ready to go on a camping trip, or school's out now, if you want to take those kids a big picnic or camping trip, whole pork loin, $1.49 a pound. I mean, you could take that and slice it up. You can have pork chops. You could have pork roast. You can have thick cut pork, tenderloin fried for breakfast. All that stuff just out of that one piece of meat. Very versatile. Put it in a smoker, smoke it. You can't get no better than that. Got corn, throw on there with it.
You know you're killing me.
12 for $3. You got your corn on the cob. You just can't beat that. Even got Clifty Farms barbecue, $4.99.
I've had that. I get some Kern's hamburger buns and bring it, take it home, nuke it for about 40 seconds in the microwave. Woo,
it don't get no better than that.
That's what, limit 2?
Yes, sir, limit 2.
$4.99, limit 2.
And don't forget your sunscreen. We're gonna have some pretty weekends. You can't burn that. You got to keep that protected.
Keep it noggin. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I've never let anybody else wear my hat, ever. Listen, man, I'm looking for going, I'm letting him wear my hat. I like this old boy.
Oh, Lord.
He's a good one, too. So, tell me some more, big guy.
Packaged tomato, 99 cents for a big old 6-pack of tomatoes. It's just not one tomato or two tomatoes, 6, half dozen tomatoes. So, come in and take care of that. Lipton tea, if you're a tea person. $3.99 for a 12-pack, limit 4 of the Lipton flavored teas. Don't forget your Coca-Cola. A 24-pack Coca-Cola, 2 for $10. That's $5 for 24 drinks. Where are you going to get that at?
You ain't. That's not good English. You're not. So, good deal. We're telling our buddy Rick Milligan, the store manager here at Food City. We're at Volunteer Parkway in Bristol, and all these are good till midnight tonight. Oh, I saw that earlier. Tell me about that.
You got to have dessert.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget your apple pie. $2.99 for a fresh apple pie baked right here in our Baker Deli.
Now, in all seriousness, of course, I don't bake and I don't cook. I guess you bake a pie. I don't guess you can make an 8-inch pie for $2.99. Time you bought the apples and the sugar and the...
No.
There's no way.
No, no way.
And it's made fresh.
Fresh right here in the Baker Deli. Can't beat it.
Yep.
Bomb pops for those kids outside.
Popsicles, bomb pops.
$1.99.
Limit
4.
This is at all Food Cities, over 120 stores in 4 states, and it's till midnight tonight while supplies last. We're talking to Rick Miller. Again, also, we were doing some ciphering. We're inside 95 days to racing, and so Food City is teamed back up at the Speedway. You can buy your Xfinity Series tickets here at Food City for $30. You can buy the General Admission for the Bass Pro Shop NRA Night Race ticket at Food City for $60. And we're giving away tickets, but you can also come in and buy your Thunder Valley National NHRA tickets at all Food Cities for a $40 ticket, $10 for kids. And so all that's available when you come to the customer service.
$90 for both nights.
Yeah, can't beat it.
You can't beat that.
No, cannot beat it.
Most of the time it's going to run you that for one ticket for the big race. So you're going to get to go to that's buy one, get one free, Tom.
There you go. That's what you're talking about. Yes, it's well put. So those tickets are on sale at all Food Cities. And then my favorite thing to talk about every Food City I go to every Friday is the school bucks, and how Steve Smith, the CEO and president, is I think it's up to $13 million they have generated over the years for school bucks.
$600,000 put aside this year.
There you go. So tell us how that works and
it's
how
very,
the school bucks work.
Very simple. Of course, it's pretty well toward the end of the year now, so it's getting ready to end. And the main thing is, remember, when school starts back in the fall, you have to re-register your value card number to the school of your choice. Mm-hmm. You got to do that. I mean, and then when you come in, all you got to do is shop. Just normal shopping. Of course, you're going to get a point for every dollar's worth of the Food City products you buy, but it's a given. That's a given. So don't forget that, folks. When the school starts back, come back in and re-register your number for your school. Your kids move on. They change schools. They graduate. We've got a lot of that going on. So you got to remember to switch from one school to the other. So that's what time to do it.
In early fall, Rick becomes Santa Claus because he goes out and passes out checks to these schools. And
Love
give me some of the. I mean, this is some serious amounts.
Oh, you're talking sometimes $2,000 and $3,000 checks.
See, I mean,
and what is that? They use that for whatever they want to use it for.
Exactly. That's a great point. If they've got to buy microscopes or kickballs or copy paper, whatever, you hand it to the school, and the school uses at their discretion. So
just whatever they need.
That's the kind of community partner Food City is. That's why I love promoting these guys and ladies every week. So Rick's been at it 44 years, and so school bucks wrapping up, and so it starts back up in the fall. And yeah, you're right. Somebody's going to get. I think it's $650,000 this year they appropriated for school bucks. So can't beat it. All right, give me four more specials.
Four more.
Midnight Madness, so we got to know about.
Case water, $1.99. Food Club water, $1.99. Single string cheese. You get these kids outside and they want something to eat, snack on during the day. Cheese, $3.99, 24 ounce. And one more thing I got to remember, got to have some seafood. Snow crab clusters, $6.99 a pound. Now that's about a half price, folks. I can tell you.
There you go.
Can't beat it.
Chips Deluxe cookies, $1.99.
Throw them a cookie out the door and they're out there playing, wanting that sandwich. That's the way it was with us. You don't come in, I'll feed you outside.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, throw it out the window.
Door.
Just like throwing a dog a snack there.
Stay outside, kids.
Yep.
Well, I heard that a lot growing up. Stay outside, kids.
Yep.
So, won't you go ride that bike somewhere, Tom? Okay. Gotcha. So, anyway, it's good stuff, and this is all good while supplies last till midnight tonight, right?
We've got everything you need for
we really do.
For a picnic or a holiday get together, just anything you would, we've got it till midnight tonight.
There you go. Well put. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Love coming over and hanging out with this guy.
Love to have you.
Tennessee football, you feeling good about them?
I feel real good about them this year. Sometimes you take the high expectations off these kids, they perform a lot better. Sometimes I think they just expected to do too much and it don't come.
Yeah. Recruiting's been great. He's got a bunch of new coaches down there that are really working hard, and of course, spring practice ended very positive for Tennessee football. So Georgia Tech, Indiana State, and Florida, the first three. So the one in the middle is a cream puff, but the first two, or the first and the third one out of that first three games,
it's going to be tough.
Opening up in Atlanta against Georgia Tech.
It's going to be tough.
So
keep a good eye on that offensive line this year. I think that's going to be.
That's the key.
I think it's going to be really one of our strong points that weren't expected until this year.
Those guys are mammoth and they're big and they've been in the weight room, and so the key to a good football team running the ball is got to be the hogs up front. They got to
exactly
block
right.
And make those holes. So
starts in the trenches, doesn't
it? Starts in the trenches. You're in the trenches today. Here it's Midnight Madness.
Hey, that's all right. That's where I like to be.
Oh yeah. Take care, brother.
We got the line right there.
There you go. The line forms right there.
Yep, line right there.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yep. Our buddy Rick Miller again with us, the store manager of Food City. We'll take a quick break. We're going to go to Cincinnati, Ohio. Talk to my buddy Dave Martin from WLW Radio coming up next year. We've already talked to Pat Patterson at Charlotte Motor Speedway today about the Monster Energy race tomorrow night in Charlotte. We have talked to Colin Brooks. We talked to him about high school football and the reclassification here in Northeast Tennessee. We talked to Ryan Presnell, the Elizabethton baseball coach. We will take to the highway and follow them today playing in Pigeon Forge in the sectional, AA sectional championship. If you win, you go to the state tournament next week. If you lose, you're done. We're going there at 7 o'clock tonight from Pigeon Forge High School. We also talked to my man Rick Miller, store manager, of course, and in a cameo guest appearance, but Dick Bedard's in town for the U.S. Short Track National Racing this weekend at Bristol Motor Speedway. And now we're getting ready to go to Cincinnati and talk to my man Dave Martin. We'll join him next here on show number 522. We're brought to you by a Grip Energy Drink from Food City Volunteer Parkway in Bristol. You're listening to the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447. If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Back live with the Tom Douglas Sports Show. We're at Food City in the Volunteer Parkway in Bristol. Don't forget heading down to Pigeon Forge for baseball tonight. The Elizabethton Cyclones in Pigeon Forge. If you win, you go to the state tournament next week in Nashville, Murfreesboro. If you lose, your season's over. We'll start at 7 o'clock tonight, and we'll be ready for that one from Pigeon Forge. And looking forward to hanging down to Pigeon Forge and getting a good meal and calling the ball game, coming on back. And right now, let's go to the phone. You see on the screen our buddy Dave Martin with WLW Radio in Cincinnati. The big one, 700 WLW. And good afternoon, sir. How are you? Riding the wave with Dave.
Well, I'm wonderful, and I'm always riding the wave. It's just sometimes I have no idea where it's going to take me, but that's a whole nother subject. But, remember I'm on that little sister station, 55 KRC. The studio's right next door to the big one, but I'll be on the air live tonight hosting America's Trucking Network. And, of course, I've got listeners from all over the country, and they call in and participate on the show. And so looks like I'm going to be doing the fill-in gig probably through most of August because they're hoping that the gentleman that I'm replacing right now, that he can get his health put back together and come back on the airwaves. And, of course, I'm the first guy pulling for him. But appreciate that plug, Tommy. But, of course, let your audience know you've been a big, valuable part of my show all spring and getting ready for summer, talking to NASCAR and stuff. But I guess the biggest thing on people's minds right now, let's don't talk about the Reds because they're not looking too good right now.
I got a call from Cincinnati. They said, hey, can you and Martin come up here and pitch this weekend, or can you play in the outfield? Because our guys we've lost 6 out of 7. We're terrible, so we need Dave Martin and Tom Taylor to be on the Cincinnati Reds. So here we go.
Well, I guarantee I can at least throw the ball over the mound, and throw the ball off the mound, or put it this way: I can throw it across the plate. I guarantee you that. Now I'm not guaranteed what speed it would be, but I'd at least get it across the plate. And Tommy, here's something that's crazy. With these pitchers nowadays, and we've talked about it a few shows about these pitchers and their attitudes, and they're more worried about going out partying at 4 o'clock in the morning, or carrying on, or playing cards all night in the clubhouse, or whatever the hell shenanigans they're up to. Tom Seaver, I'm pretty sure it's Tom Seaver, but it's probably any of your great pitchers from the past. Guess what they always said? The most important pitch is your first pitch to a batter. And why did they say it, and why do I say it? Is because you have to put these hitters on their heels, and you have to make that pitch count for something, the first pitch. You have to get ahead of these hitters.
Exactly.
Now, I cannot understand for the life of me when I watch these games and these guys start off, 2 balls on the count, and the hitters can just sit back there and relax because they know they got to throw it across the plate.
Yep. And
that's when the damage is done. And if it's not across the plate, they're going to take it. And if it's ball 3, well, guess what you're going to do for the next 2 or 3 pitches. You know what I mean? It makes no sense to me. Everybody thinks they got to throw the ball 95, 100 miles an hour and look at the clock on the wall, see what kind of speed they're hitting. But they can't get it over the plate, and then their arms blow out, a month or 2 months into the season. It makes no sense to me what's going on in Major League Baseball with some of these guys that are so-called hot prospects, pitching prospects, and they got no idea how to pitch. And so, I don't know, maybe put that back on the coaching staff, but it makes no sense. But talk about the Reds, boy, they've been in the tank. They can't catch the ball right now. They can't hit the ball. They surely can't throw the ball. So I don't know, but,
Tell me what you really think, Dave. Come on now. Tell me what you really think about the Reds. They can't throw, they can't catch, they can't hit. They're god-awful.
Other than that, I mean, if they do get somebody on base, at least if it's Hamilton, at least can steal you a base and stuff like that. They're going to have to go to small ball and start just trying to lay down bunts and beat out a bunt or something like that. But let's talk about what it's really all about right now, at least in my humble opinion. And this is the one where I've been right dead on the money. And I know it looks like an easy call now, but how about those Cavs?
Oh, yeah.
I'll let right now it's just not a fair fight. And poor Boston Celtics, I'm looking at the front page of the Cleveland Plain Dealer from yesterday, and of course the headlines, not a fair fight. Here goes LeBron up for a dunk, and you got this little pipsqueak, that Isaiah Thomas character, got his arms wrapped around LeBron and hanging on, his legs are up in the air, and it don't stop LeBron. He went right up and dunked the ball on him and stuff, and so Boston, I'd be very surprised if they even win a game. They better pray that they win it tonight, because otherwise it's going to be a 4-0 sweep. And the Cavs are on a roll, and it looks like, for all practical purposes, it's going to be the snowflakes out there, Golden State, the Splash Brothers, or the Flash Brothers, or whatever. But now they've turned to strong-arm thuggery. You saw what they did to San Antonio. San Antonio was running them out of their home court by 25, 28 points. And they went and pulled a dirty trick on San Antonio's best player, and it made him so he got a twisted ankle, and then he's out, and next thing you know, Golden State comes storming back and won that first ball game, and of course they blew them out the second ball game. And I don't know if San Antonio can put up a fight, even though their next 2 ball games are at home. But yeah, probably not. I mean, so let's get it on. Let the Cavs and Golden State decide who's who, and believe me on one thing, LeBron, like he even admitted, he says, well, he was really rusty. I mean, they had 9 days off against Boston and really wasn't up to his game, but I think he still scored about 35 points, about 11 or 12 rebounds and assists, and had to, fend off, 2 or 3 Celtics always holding on to him and stuff. So that's going to be what it's all about, and I think sports fans are going to be very excited. It'll probably break all the television ratings for that series. And now I'm going to ride with the Cavs. I mean, they're the defending champs. I really think they've got a better team now. They're pretty much healed up than they did last year. And it'd be nothing better than beat those snowflakes out there on the West Coast. Because anymore, is there anything good comes out of the West Coast?
I don't know. I don't guess. But, you know, last week on your show on 700, I sat there and said, well, the Cavaliers have been off 10 days. They're going to come out rusty on that first game against the Celtics. And, boy, they made a liar out of me. They blew them off the floor. And so, you know, I don't think Celtics have anything for the Cavs. I think it's Golden State and the Cavaliers, and that's going to be a heck of a series. And, you know, and you made this great point last week, until further notice, until proven otherwise, the Cavaliers are still the champions of the world in professional basketball until somebody knocks them off. So I don't see that happening. If things stay the same and nobody gets hurt, nobody gets injured for the Cavaliers, I think they got Big Mo. I just don't see the Warriors. And I know folks argue that point with Durant and Steph Curry and Thompson and all those guys and Green, but I'm telling you, you said this 2 weeks ago, and you're right. LeBron has put this team on his back literally, and he's carrying them. And, you know, unless he gets hurt or something happens, if things stay as they are, I think the Cavaliers are going to win it all.
Yeah, well, I mean, the other thing you didn't throw in there, you got the best player on the planet, LeBron. I think there's no question that he's proven that he's still number one. He's the king, and he's got a great cast around. And the boys are really hustling. They're playing good, tough defense, and we know it. Defense is what wins championships. And even though they're scoring and they're putting up big numbers and stuff like that, it's still all about playing defense. I mean, Kevin Love, he even added, it says here, playoff career high 32 points and 12 rebounds. And you got him helping back up LeBron and, of course, Kyrie Irving. And you got those two off guards, Smith's playing and Schubert are playing real strong defense. They're both like 6'5", 6'6", and they're shutting down the other team's best players. So that lets LeBron to be able to guard one of these lesser guys and still be able to help out on the double team. And I think that strategy's paying off big dividends. But, let's talk about another issue that's really troubling in my book, Tommy, and I don't know if you've talked about it. I'm looking at headlines here. Lawsuit says Baylor football players recorded gang rapes.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, I see more stories now about these professional and college athletes, and maybe even more so in the college. They have been running amok, committing crimes all over the place. We had a punk Ohio State basketball player. First he quit the team, then he wasn't quitting the team or whatever. He got in a scuffle and got liquored up and went out there and started kicking the side of the police car and mouthing everybody. Of course, they grabbed his ass and threw him on the sidewalk and arrested him and stuff. And now he's crying the blues, and it's just a misunderstanding, blah, blah, blah. But this deal about the gang rapes there at Baylor, and there had been a lot of allegations that things were going on and the coaches were sweeping it under the rug. I don't know. It's very troubling to me. It's definitely going to be a black eye for college football. And you look at what's going on college campuses. I mean, Penn State, you just had a tragic deal where a student got forced to drink all this booze, and they didn't call the cops or the paramedics, and he ended up dying, and there's going to be a big multi-million-dollar lawsuit there. I mean, what the hell's going on with society? I mean, it's not just necessarily sports, but I mean, the world's getting turned upside down, and meanwhile, you got a complete meltdown in the media with everybody and the brother making all these allegations against the poor Trumpster. Barely's been in there 120 days, and they're talking impeachment. The guy hasn't even done anything wrong.
Yeah, I know. Well, what he did wrong was he won, and folks still don't like that, but the guy won. I mean, they voted, whether you like him or not. I'm not going to get into politics, but the bottom line is we had a chance to vote, and we did vote, and the country said we want Donald Trump. He's in, and some folks can't take the fact that he's in there. I don't know why. I mean, there's been people elected in the past I didn't particularly like, but, you kind of go, okay, we'll take our chances the next 4 years or whatever and see if we can get our guy in there. So Trump gets in. Nobody likes him. But, we as Americans, through the political system we have, we voted him in, so he's there. So, it's like riding away with Dave, riding away with Trump. I mean, just, he's there. Well, he's our president, period.
Well, the problem, Tom, you left out one thing. It was all us deplorables that voted him in there. All the good people in the flyover states, the southern states and stuff, we voted him in here. And, of course, the arrogant elitists on the left, they don't, and especially in the sports media, I hate to say it, ESPN and ABC and Fox and stuff, they can't stand and stuff. But that's just a little sidebar, but in a way it all ties in together. So, meanwhile, it looks like things have kind of settled down in your neck of the woods with the NASCAR boys. Seems like everybody's starting to be on their best behavior, and you got the next 2 weekends. Sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. You didn't give me the overview for tonight and next weekend. What's the latest from down your way?
Monster Energy NASCAR All-Star Race this weekend in Charlotte, and that'll be tomorrow night. They're racing. It's no points race, racing for $1 million. They got 15 drivers in now, 3 more qualified tomorrow night with the Open, and then another driver will get in based on fan popularity. The fans will vote them in. That's usually Danica Patrick more times than not. So by the time we visit tomorrow night on your show on 700, the All-Star Race will be done. So it is a precursor to the Coca-Cola 600, which is next weekend in Charlotte, Memorial Day weekend. So big weekend of racing in NASCAR in Charlotte. So we'll have that, talk about that tomorrow night. So before I let you go, tell me how we can find my man riding away with Dave this weekend in Cincinnati.
Well, you can always check me out on Facebook. That's still, it's kind of like, I guess, the thing now for us, not old or retro type of people. You know, we do the stuff on Facebook, and the snowflakes are out there on their Snapchat or Instagram or whatever the hell they mess around with and stuff. They send each other their naked pictures or whatever. But, yeah, you can follow me on Facebook. And then also, you know, my buddy's putting together my website where I've got all my YouTube videos, Riding, R-I-D-I-N, ridingtheway.com, so people can check that out. But I invite any of your listeners, any of the truckers out there, the bikers or the veterans and stuff like that, the law enforcement want to call up and hang out tonight or tomorrow night, midnight to 5 a.m., hey, give us a shout. And like I say, you're going to be on with me for sure Saturday night, probably about 1 a.m. Now, you've been being careful and getting all your good beauty sleep and rest and everything, because I don't want you getting worn down with all this radio work.
No, we'll be fine. So last question before I let you go. If the Reds call you and they say, Martin, what position do you want to play? Where would you play on the Reds starting lineup? Where would you play? Left field, first base, where would you be?
I think they better put me on the mound because they need somebody to throw some strikes across the place. Now, at least we got a shot. They may tag the ball, but as long as it stays in the ballpark, hopefully we got somebody who can run it down and catch it. I know at least Hamilton, he can run balls down and catch and stuff. I may have to come up with a special strategy when I pitch and stuff because at least I know if I'm going to throw it on the outside of the plate, pretty much where they're going to probably be going with it and stuff. But I'd probably have to start off in the mound, but I don't know. That ball comes back to the pitchers pretty quick in the major leagues, doesn't it, if they happen to hit a line drive right up the middle?
Yeah, you better wear a shield or something out there, and you'll have to put your hair. You'll have to put your hair up beneath your hat. They won't let that long hair be flowing out from the mound. So you and I'll have to do something with our hair.
True.
So there you go.
Hey, maybe what you're saying is I'd be better off with my back up against the left field fence or something like that. It might be a lot safer out there, huh?
That's what I'm thinking. Out there on the morning track. Riding the way with Dave, man. Appreciate you. I'll talk to you tomorrow night, all right?
Okay, go Cavs and get ready and have a great weekend, and I'll see you. Thanks, man.
You're awesome. Our buddy Dave, Riding Away with Dave from WLW in Cincinnati. And, of course, he is a piece of work, I can tell you that. You should check him out. He looks like Bob Seger. I'm telling you, long hair, looks just like him. Long hair and the beard. And so Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, but that's Riding the Wave with Dave. Before we get out of here, let's run down again a couple of sports stories before we step aside and get ready to head to Pigeon Forge for baseball this evening. Richard Petty Motorsports officially announcing that Regan Smith will pilot the team's number 43 tomorrow night of the Monster Energy Open at Charlotte. That is because, of course, Eric Amarola out now for 8 to 12 weeks. So Richard Petty taps Regan Smith to drive for Amarola, who again broke a bone in his back, and so he is out until, as we said, 8 to 12 weeks. So Richard Petty Motorsports tapping again Regan Smith. Okay, he's okay. 1 career win and 211 starts. It's not very successful. Currently competing for Ricky Benton Racing in the Camping World Truck Series, but again, Regan Smith will drive tomorrow night in the Monster Energy All-Star Race, or actually the Monster Energy Open, trying to get into the All-Star Race. And to do that, you got to win one of the 3 stages. There's 20, 20, and 10-lap races. So to get to the big show, get in the run for $1 million, you got to win one of those 20-lap preview races, I guess, or warm-up races. It's called the Open. That'll be tomorrow evening, and then if you win one of those stages, that vaults you into the actual All-Star race where you can win $1 million. So Regan Smith will be there for that tomorrow evening. Pro football news, the biggest hurdle standing between the Raiders. And their move to Las Vegas was finally cleared yesterday with the Las Vegas Stadium Authority on a unanimous vote approving the team's lease at their soon-to-be built $1.9 billion stadium in southern Nevada. So if the lease had not been approved yesterday, there was a good chance that the stadium in Vegas would have been delayed a year, meaning it would be opening in 2021 instead of 2020. The reason the lease had to be approved by Thursday is because NFL owners also need to approve the lease, and the Raiders wanted that to happen at the league's spring meeting, which is being held next week in Chicago. The owner's approval, the final remaining hurdle that needs to be cleared before the stadium project can move forward. So the Raiders look like they are moving. So also on the another stadium news of the National Football League, the Los Angeles Rams announcing that their new $2.6 billion stadium in Inglewood, California is going to be delayed a year and won't open until 2020, meaning that in 3 years, NFL is going to be getting 2 brand new stadiums that are separated by less than 300 miles in Inglewood, California and Las Vegas, Nevada. If you're a golfer, here's something you want to take advantage of. The Mountain Empire chapter of the National Football Foundation, 3rd annual scholarship golf tournament at Crockett Ridge Golf Course coming up on Friday, June the 16th, coming up, 3 or 4 weeks from now. 4-man team, captain's choice, breakfast and lunch included. Again, pre-register, shotgun start at 8 o'clock on that Friday morning. $60 a person. All the money raised stays in the area and goes to benefit our local athletes. George Jordan is your contact there at 239-9657. Also, a particular hole-in-one, you get to win a free cruise if you get a hole-in-one on that particular hole in the tournament. 239-9657 is the number. George Jordan. Please consider playing in this golf tournament. It's to help scholarships for student athletes here under the umbrella of the National Football Foundation here in the Tri-Cities, the Mountain Empire chapter. So get a chance, please sign up for that, all right? And say, I want to play. Here we go. Before we get out of here, one more time, let's run it down for you. Daniel Norris plays baseball tonight, young man from Johnson City. Pitching for Detroit, he with a record of 2-2 will be on the mound against the red-hot Texas Rangers. Rangers, again, 22-20, but they've won, 7 or 8 in a row. And so they'll be in Detroit tonight. Norris on the mound. Big assignment for Daniel to slow down this very, very red-hot baseball team, the Detroit Tigers. And, of course, we're talking about the Texas Rangers. 7-10 first pitch tonight there. Cleveland and Boston, again, the NBA playoffs tonight. Ottawa and Pittsburgh skating in the Stanley Cup Eastern Conference Finals tonight in Ottawa. We'll have scores on that for you tonight. Then also, we'll run down baseball for you one more time. Single-A baseball tonight. Grace Christian will be at North Green. The Hampton Bulldogs will be in Greenback tonight. It'll be Greenville hosting CAK at 2 o'clock this afternoon. In about an hour, they're going to play that one at Pioneer Park. Tonight, our broadcast, Elizabethton at Pigeon Forge, will hit the airwaves right around 7 from Pigeon Forge High School. And then also in AAA baseball tonight, Dobbins Minute hosting the Maryville Rebels. And then on the other side of the ledger, you have Jefferson County. It's going to be at Farragut tonight. That'll be, again, in AAA baseball. The winners will move on to the state tournament next week. And, of course, the losers go home, and the season will be over. In softball, single A, Unaca's Lady Rangers hosting Tellico Plains. North Green will be at Meigs County today. Double A softball, the Elizabethton Lady Cyclones hosting Union County. Unicoi County's Lady Blue Devils go to CAK. And in AAA softball tonight, Cherokee Lady Chiefs will be at Knox Pound. So that's your baseball and softball tonight across Northeast Tennessee. Again, one more time, we will be rejoining you at 7 o'clock tonight from Pigeon Forge High School. The Pigeon Forge Tigers playing host to the Elizabethton Cyclones in the sectional championship and the right to go to the state tournament in Murfreesboro next week. Right around 7 o'clock airtime, and then 7:15 first pitch, again from Pigeon Forge High School in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. We'll bring it to you again right here on Facebook Live. All you have to do, you can tell folks out there to go to TomTaylorSports.com, click on Listen Live, and there we be. I want to say thanks to our guest again from Charlotte Motor Speedway. We had Pat Patterson on today from the Performance Racing Network. Ryan Presnell, the head baseball coach of the Elizabethton Cyclones. Appreciate him being with us. Colin Brooks from the News and Neighbor, talking high school football. Also a guest appearance, a cameo appearance, if you will. Our buddy Dick Bedard in town to watch the U.S. Short Track Nationals this weekend at Bristol Motor Speedway. And also we had just now Dave Martin riding the wave with Dave out of WLW in Cincinnati. Appreciate him very, very much. And then, of course, our store manager, Rick Miller, here with the Midnight Madness sale. Let's run them down for you one more time. Till midnight tonight, these sale prices are good, and we got some good ones, too. Boneless pork loin, $1.49 a pound. Food Club Spring Water, 24-pack, half-liter bottles, $1.99 limit 2. Sweet corn in the husk, 25 cents an ear. Again, that's 12 for $3 or 25 cents an ear. Coca-Cola products, 24-pack, 12-ounce cans, 2 for $10 till midnight tonight. Lipton tea, 12-pack of half-liter bottles, $3.99 limit 4. Also, Clifty Farm barbecue, real pulled pork, 18-ounce package, $4.99 limit 2. Hershey's candy, love me some chocolate, love me some Reese's Cups. Hershey's candy, 8-pack, 99 cents, limit 4. Frito-Lay Doritos, $1.99 a bag, limit 4. Nabisco cookies, got those 12-pack or 12 to a pack, $2.99. Also, you have Star-Kissed Chunk Light Tuna, 89 cents, limit 4. Bomb Pops for the kids, put them up in the freezer on a hot day like today. Bomb Pops, limit 4, 12 to a box for $1.99 a box. And also Scott paper towels and or Scott bath tissue, limit 2, $3.99 again at your Food City. That's some of the specials on the front page. Back page, you've got snow crab clusters, $6.99 a pound, previously frozen. A bakery fresh apple pie, 8-inch pie out of the bakery deli for $2.99. Also, you have Food Club saltines, limit 4 for 88 cents. Also, you have Extra, XTRA Extra laundry detergent, 75-ounce bottle. Use it for up to 50 loads. Limit 2 for under $2, $1.79 a bottle. And that's till midnight tonight. Again, at all Food Cities. Kellogg's Egg and Waffles, limit 4, $1.79 till midnight tonight. And last but not least, frozen selected varieties of Tyson boneless chicken, $4.99 a package, limit 4 at all Food Cities. Over 120 of those great stores across 4 states. We're here wrapping things up at Volunteer Parkway in Bristol. We will rejoin you again tonight, 7 o'clock. Pigeon Forge High School in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. The Tigers of Pigeon Forge and the Cyclones of Elizabeth and Ryan Presnell. You win, you go to the state tournament. If you lose, your season's over. Pigeon Forge at 30-7, and the Cyclones' record is 20-11. We'll do that tonight from Pigeon Forge. Until then, for Rick Miller and for all the folks here, thanks so much again for being with us. And as we always tell you, we're out of time. We sincerely thank you for your time. And as always, we wrap things up by saying, win or lose, be a good sport. Rejoining you at 7 o'clock from Pigeon Forge. Until then, so long, everybody.